$1.73 billion. That's right, Pine Belt, billion with a B. Now, Mississippi is one of 10 states in the country where you don't have to report if you won the jackpot. However, I'll be sure to let you know if I did.
Well, former President Donald Trump predicts that he will regain the presidency in a political earthquake next year that will echo around the world. This will be the second release during the extension of the truce between the militant group and the Israeli military.
Oak Grove has now beaten Hattiesburg High School for the 6th time as week 3 of the high school football season brings us here to Hattiesburg High School.
The agreement has a 31-day continuing resolution that comes with a GOP-approved border security package.
And so what are you telling your players? Obviously, the playoffs went very well for you, and now you're headed to state. What is, the locker room talk going to look like?
Well, New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez is facing additional charges after a federal grand jury issues a superseding indictment. So this is a great experience. I would definitely recommend this with your children if you're looking for something fun and festive, seeing as how we are only 5 days away from Christmas. I didn't think this was anything that was ever going to come out of my mouth, genuinely, but can I hold it?
Of course you can. Are you ready? They are. Again, they're pretty docile. So she is shaking. Okay.
It's such just a unique thing that you guys have going on here. I mean, how do you guys get this out in the community? What's your day-to-day look like?
So it's $15 for wristbands to ride all the rides. So we'll give you a little bit of a look as to what the rides are looking like.
That's when the fight broke out between Pickett and the group that you probably saw on social media. The federal suit, which was filed in the state of California, also accuses Meta of violating the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act by collecting personal data on users under 13 without parental consent. After a historic vote in the U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has been removed from his position. This is the first time in history that a Speaker of the House has been voted out of office. I was at the Laurel and the West Jones game on Friday night, and let me tell you, those players were just over the moon. I mean, I watched a couple of boys cry, and I was like, I want to cry for you. I don't know you, I'm not playing, I'm not going, but I'm excited for you. I'm happy for you. Okay, I can get this thing turned around.
I like what you're doing.
My girl's earrings. Ellie?
I got a little ghost going on over here. I thought about doing a last minute pivot to like a pack band track, and then I decided that I might not be able to.
Well, we have yellow.
Either. I don't know that anybody is as excited as Brandy. I mean, I'm here for it, and we're kind of dressed in Christmas colors today, so we are ready. Spring season is a time that many South Mississippians look forward to. Why, you ask? Well, because that's when crawfish are in season. However, this year the upcoming crawfish season may look a little different for the Pine Belt.
It's heartbreaking that his place is gone, that he has to go through this.
As millions of Americans celebrated Veterans Day on Friday, James Watkins and family friends were doing anything but that. And for Watkins, the events that took place over the course of just 8 minutes will likely forever be ingrained in his brain.
Sat down, I just couldn't believe it. It's all gone.
Watkins, a U.S. Navy veteran who served in the Vietnam War, had his life turned upside down in those short 8 minutes after his camper went up in flames and was burned to the ground, taking everything he owned down with it.
Well, me and my husband had gotten in our van, was headed towards town, and we got a phone call from Unc, and Unc said, Poppy's trailer's on fire. I said, well, go get my fire extinguisher out of my camper, and put the fire out. We pulled in, and it was just in flames. And Poppy was standing over there just looking at it, all upset. And so we tried to put it out, but it wasn't no saving it. So we waited for the fire department to get here, and the camper was already gone.
An emotional day for all, as Watkins experienced yet another life-altering event. After losing his wife in 2020 and his daughter just 2 years later, he is once again starting completely over.
He had just lost everything that he had worked his life for. His whole history was in that camper, and it went up in flames.
For Watkins, the day took everything he had, from his home to all of his personal belongings.
It's all gone. There's no way getting it back. I can get pictures of my dead wife, but I don't want to. I got a few, but my wedding stuff's all gone. All my military stuff's gone. There's no way getting most of that stuff back. all I can do is just move forward.
And just a few days later, Watkins is already working towards the future, picking up what used to be his home, piece by piece, as he works to rebuild his life.
I knew that it was close, you know, that it was about that time. It was coming, but I wasn't going to just let it happen. That was for sure.
A routine drive home from work turned into a near-death experience for 22-year-old Colton Rogers after flipping his vehicle on a highway guardrail.
I knew when I was sitting in the truck that when I seen the blood flowing in between my legs and I was wearing jeans, that something was wrong. I shouldn't have been bleeding that bad wearing jeans. And me being conscious on the side of the road after getting out of the vehicle and everybody talking to me, it all kind of became clear.
Rogers' leg was stuck as his co-workers who were riding with him were able to climb out of the car. But he was pinned, heavily bleeding, and hoping for a miracle. And shortly after, a miracle arrived.
I pulled over to see if there's anything I could do to help, and then that's when I saw Colton, kind of trapped, within the vehicle.
And instantly, Sergeant First Class Corey Engard knew he had to do something quickly, or the accident would have been fatal for Rogers.
2 other civilians actually helped kind of break out the window and cut a seatbelt to get him to come out of the vehicle. However, when he fell out of the vehicle, that's when I saw that his left leg was like completely severed off. Took off my belt and cinched it around his thighs, as hard as I could.
Engard's quick thinking and initiative allowed for Rogers to be medevaced to Anderson Regional Medical Center's critical care unit in Meridian, where he spent 3 days on life support. He lost 4 pints of blood, but after already being released from rehab, he's on track for a quick recovery, and his eyes are set on the future.
Well, when I had both of my legs, I would have said 1 step at a time, but now I'm saying 1 hop at a time. We're definitely going to take this journey very slowly, and we're not going to overdo it.
And both Engard and Rogers have advice for those that come across a situation like theirs.
If you ever get the opportunity to help somebody, don't just drive by.
Don't beat yourself up missing the old you, and try to create your new life with the new you and build the new you, and it's all in your hands from there.